Hi students. In today's class, we are going to discuss about what is Python and what are the features of Python. So all these we are going to discuss in today's session.
Hello, okay, sir.
So here we'll see the latest version here. So here I'm using python.org. I'm using website name. So this is the official site, and here you can see downloads is there. In downloads you can see Python 3.8.3 is the latest version of Python here. So we are going to discuss this latest version, and we'll see all the features of this latest version. All these we are going to discuss. So 9 to 10 is your class timings. So in this batch we are going to discuss about core and advanced Python we are going to discuss. So in beginning classes we'll discuss about the basics. After that I'll start with the data types. Then after that we'll discuss about number system, string handling, then input function, conversion functions, and then we are going to discuss about operators. Then we'll discuss about if condition, for loop, while loop. Then we are going to discuss about string manipulations, regular expressions, functions, exception handling, file handling, modules and packages. All these chapters we are going to discuss in core Python. In advanced Python, we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming. Then we are going to discuss about desktop applications, creating Windows applications, designing the form with controls. All these we'll discuss, and then we'll discuss about internet and email, multi-threading, networking, database programming, web scraping, Python 3.7 features, Python 3.8 features. So all these we are going to discuss in advanced Python. We are going to discuss. So core and advanced Python, I'll try to complete within 50 classes. I'll try to complete 50 sessions. Okay, 50 sessions means not 50 days. 50 classes I'll take. So Sundays I will not take class. Monday to Saturday classes will be there. Monday to Saturday. Sunday I won't take class. So it will be for 50 sessions. In 50 sessions, I'll try to complete core and advanced Python, then interview questions, and those who are interested to write certification, those who are interested to write a certification, you can we'll discuss about interview questions, certification questions also. So 500 questions are there. We are going to discuss that, and then at the end, after completing core and advanced Python, then I'm going to give you the project also. We are going to discuss project in the last classes. So I'm going to take Python with the project. So with project means we are going to discuss about like implementing a database programming, desktop applications. With the help of all these, we are going to do one project. So it will be like 1 week. So I will not take many days for that project. I'm telling you the days before only, because later if you expect like a project will be for 1 month, then I cannot take for so many days. Like it will be for 1 week. Within 1 week we'll discuss coding, then integrating the forms. All these we are going to discuss. See here in demos 1-2 classes, I will be explaining the things, and at the end of the class you can interact with me. Demos means I will teach like this, but after demos are over, after 1-2 classes, then interaction will be there. I will interact with the students. Students can ask me the questions, like wherever you have doubt while explaining any topic or while explaining any programs. If you have any doubts, you can talk to me, you can interact with me. And this will be like offline classes only. Like online classes means you should not think like the faculty may not cover some topics, so it won't be like that. Like what I am teaching in offline classes, in classroom training, the same thing will be there in online classes also. Okay, so overall, like we are going to discuss about 3 to 400 programs. We'll discuss not 1 2 programs from each chapter. From every chapter, I'm going to cover 20 programs or 25 programs from every chapter. We are going to discuss. Okay, that's why I'm saying duration is like 50 classes. I'm going to take 50 classes means it may take 2 months. So within 2 months, I'll try to complete core and advanced Python. I'll complete. Here we'll focus on theory part and also we'll focus on programming also. So when you see many examples, then your programming skills also will improve. So here, coming to this Python, so Python latest version is Python 3.8.3 is the latest version. So this is the latest version. See, the participants, please mute, because if you have any doubts, you can ask in the last, because many other students are listening. No, please mute. See, don't use a video, please. Audio also, please mute. No videos here, because many participants are there. Okay, so here I'm telling about the latest version of Python, that is Python 3.8.3 is the latest version. Okay, so when you're working with this Python language, Python we can call it as a powerful language, and it is called as a general purpose programming language. So it is powerful language like Java and .NET. In .NET, C# is there. So it is a powerful language, and it is called as a general purpose programming language. So any type of application or any type of project can be developed using Python. So Python is not for one type of application or one category of applications. So Python is for all. Python, using Python we can develop any application or any project. So it can be desktop applications or Windows applications, or it can be websites, and you can develop we can develop scientific applications which are used in ISRO, NASA, DRDO, and other central government institutions, other organizations, and it is used to develop networking applications. Networking applications means where people can communicate, like Zoom. Okay, and GoToMeeting. I'm using GoToMeeting now for online classes, like Zoom, GoToMeeting, then video conference applications. See, whatever doubts you have, I will clarify everything. Okay, give me some time for explanation. Then in my explanation, your doubts will be clarified, and at the end you can ask me the questions. Okay, so using Python, you can develop games or animation applications. Okay, so now gaming industry is also increasing, and using Python you can develop games or animation applications. So all these is possible with Python. And using like this, Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. So this person introduced this Python in the year 1989. It is introduced as an internal project for Mathematical Research Institute called CWI, located in Netherlands. Okay, so it is introduced as an internal project in 1989. So in the year 1991, it is released for public, so that IT companies can use the software and they can develop applications or projects. All this is done. Okay, so when you work with Python, it is introduced in the year 1989. Okay, and as you all know that Java is introduced in the year 1995, and .NET is introduced in the year 2000. So before Java, before .NET, this Python is there. This Python is existing. Okay, so here when we say about this Python, Python is used for various things. So we should not see Python only in one angle. It is used for different things here. Okay, so Python is used for mathematical and numerical calculations. In starting years, in starting days, it is used for calculations. So now also Python is popular for calculations, because the Python is having advanced modules or advanced libraries. Python files are there, like number Python, scientific Python, pandas, matplotlib library, all these are there which are used in data science. Okay, so by using all these, we can perform numerical and mathematical calculations. And next is Python is used for automation. Whatever work we are doing manually, so manual work can be done automatically using Python. So sitting in front of the system, then opening the website or application, typing the content, clicking on the button. So instead of doing all this, if you want to do the work automatically, so Python can be used. So in the next classes, I'll tell in detail about what is automation, how it is going to work, all this. And the next one is Python is used to handle large amount of data. So whenever you want to handle large amount of information, like for example, if you take social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or if you take Gmail, and if you take e-commerce websites, online buying and selling, like Amazon.in, Flipkart, Snapdeal, many are there. So when you take all these, and if you take cloud computing applications, like which are maintained by Amazon Web Services or Google or Microsoft Azure, all these, then when we say about all these, like here social networking sites, and when we say about e-commerce websites, or when we say about the cloud computing applications, all these applications or websites working with a large amount of data. They are working with a large amount of information. So the data can be in terabytes or petabytes. Okay. So whenever you want to work with lakhs of records or billions of records, then Python is used. So Python scripts can handle large volume of data, large amount of data related to websites or applications. So Python works with big data or large amount of data which is in terabytes or petabytes. And using Python, we can develop any application or any software can be developed. So any application, any sort of software can be developed. So that's why here what I'm saying is we should not see Python in one angle, because by using Python we can do various things in Python. Okay, so here when we are working with this Python here, so as I said before, Python is it is developed by Guido van Rossum. Here you can see this is the person introduced Python here, and this Python word, this has taken from like one comedy show which is used to telecast in BBC channel. Like many years back, this comedy show used to telecast. So in that comedy show, the title is Monty Python's Flying Circus is there. From this comedy show title, they took this name Python. And here these are the artists in the comedy show here. Okay, like you may be, some students may want to know like where this name Python they took, like is it a snake name, like some may think like that. That's why I'm telling you all these things. Okay, so here when we are working with this Python here, while working with this Python, when we compare with Java and Python here, like when you work with Java, you can develop enterprise applications. So Java is there from so many years, it is very popular, and using Java you can develop enterprise applications. So enterprise applications means which is used in public sector companies, where many systems are used, legacy systems are used, like old systems which are used, all these. So Java is popular for enterprise applications, and using Java we can develop websites, and using Java we can develop mobile applications. Like Android is there, it is based on Java. So mobile applications, mobile softwares, then Java can be used. Okay, so coming to this Python here, like when you work with Python, using a Python, as I said before, you can develop many applications or many softwares you can develop. Okay, and using Python, many other trending courses are there, like which are very popular now. Like using Python, you can work with data science, machine learning, deep learning, then artificial intelligence, then IoT, Internet of Things. Then you can using Python you can work with the testing tools, Okay, and using Python, you can work with DevOps, AWS, Amazon Web Services, and VLSI, embedded systems, and you can work with SAS, and those are working on reporting tools. For reporting tools also, this Python is very useful. So using Python, Python is considered as additional. It is additional skill. So you may be already working on some technology or some other language, on some other softwares. But if you learn Python, it will not go waste. So those who are working as SQL developers, those are working on Oracle, SQL Server, those are working on administrators, as administrators, database administrators or system administrators, even Python scripting is used. So even for administrative tasks, Python programs or Python scripts are used. Okay, that's why here I'm saying that the Python is used as additional skill. Okay, so for enterprise applications, one student is asking question. For enterprise applications, Java is used. For Python, here we'll not go with enterprise applications because here copy paste of code, like when you want to run in different systems, in legacy applications, in old systems, like with the Python, copy paste is not possible here. That's why here for enterprise applications we are not going to use this. But the most of the trending courses using it is possible with Python only. Okay, so many students will have doubt, like which course to learn, like Java or Python. So they will have this doubt, and with that doubt they cannot decide which course to learn. So if you want to be master in Python, if you want to be master in Java, it takes time. Like it may take 6 months, like that, because you have to learn core Java, advanced Java, J2EE, Spring, Hibernate, like XML web services. So a lot of things will be there. Okay, like Angular JS, many things will be there, you need to learn. Okay, so but when you work with Python, so within 2 months you can learn complete Python, and after that you can go for other advanced courses. You can go for the other advanced courses like data science, then artificial intelligence, then all these are existing. Like for example, if you see the US market, Java is already it is in downfall, and the Python market is increasing. Okay, because in their universities, Python, data science, artificial intelligence, all these are there. So companies also working on the projects related to data science, artificial intelligence, then autonomous robots, then all these will be there. Okay, like for example, if you take Indian market, like Java is already down, but why students will learn is in their college syllabus Java is there, so they will be learning and they will be doing the academic projects. Okay, but in India, Python market is stable. Like I'm not saying that it is increasing, like drastic increasing is there. I'm not saying that. Market is stable. Okay, so those who join as freshers in Java, okay, like compared with the Python freshers will get a good salary compared with Java. And if you take experienced people, those are having 5 years, 6 years experience in Java, they'll get a high salary compared with Python programmers having experience. Why? Because this Java is there from so many years. Many companies are using projects. So to maintain the projects, to run the projects, they have to pay high salary. The companies which are already using Java now, they cannot shift it to Python. Okay, but new companies, new businesses like startup companies, they will prefer Python. So after 3-4 years, so Python, even for experienced employees, Python employees may get good salary equal to Java people. They'll get. Okay, so some of you may have doubt, if I learn Python, will I get jobs as a fresher? Like jobs will be there due to this lockdown, due to this coronavirus. Like companies should already, they have to take the employees, all these they need to do it. But even for freshers also in India, in US, and in other countries, we can see openings. Okay, so like if you try in Bangalore, or if you try in Pune or Mumbai, or in some other places, like in India, like even for freshers also, we will you will see the jobs. Okay, so now here coming to this Python here. So Python, as I said before, Python is introduced in the year 1989 by Guido van Rossum. Okay, so now here Python software, Python language is maintained by maintained by Python Software Foundation. Okay, father of Python is Guido van Rossum, and Python is maintained by Python Software Foundation. So this is the organization. It is maintaining the software, releasing new versions, adding new features, then adding yeah, introducing new frameworks, new technologies in Python. So according to their requirements, business requirements and market requirements, they are upgrading all these things. They are doing it. Okay, so this Python Software Foundation or Python community, we can say Python community is very large community. So large community means thousands of programmers or lakhs of programmers. They are working for this Python software, or we can say Python language. Many people, lakhs of programmers or thousands of programmers are working for this great software. Okay, so here you can see one line here about this community. You can see on the screen. Great software is supported by great people. Okay, so here when you see this community, so these community are involved in releasing new versions, new frameworks, new technologies, all this. But this community, the members in this community, they are available in other sites also, like in forums, in social networking sites, in QA science, they are available. Okay, so in the future, or if you are working on Python projects, or if you are working on Python related projects, and while doing the projects, while working on live or real-time projects, if any problem is there, or if any doubts are there, so you can approach them, you can contact them online, and they will give you the solutions for the problems. So in future, no need to think like, can I be able to do the tasks, or can I do the project successfully? You no need to have these doubts. Why? Because it's a Python community. The members in the community, they are going to help the people who are doing the projects, or who are using Python softwares. They will give you the technical assistance. Whatever issues are there in the project, you can post to them, and they will give you the solutions. So no need to depend on the team or your colleagues. They may be busy with their work, so we cannot disturb them. So in that case, if any problem is there in the project, you can contact with this Python community, and they will give the solutions for the problems. That is the main use of this Python community. Okay, so here one major difference is there between Java and Python here. So in Java, we have to write longer lines of code. So big programs we should write. So in Python, we'll write a shorter lines of code. Short lines will be there. So later I'll tell why we do that, why we write shorter lines of code. All these things we are going to discuss later. Okay. So when I'm explaining about this history of Python. Okay. So as I said before, like Python is introduced in the year 1989. Okay. So Python is introduced in the year 1989. It is introduced. Okay. And from last 5-6 years, it has become very popular. Before Python is there in some universities, it is there as their syllabus, and in some companies they used to use. All these used to happen. Okay, but from last 6-7 years, it has become very popular. Okay, why? Like you may be having doubt. Like then all those years, what happened to Python? So why it is silent? Like why it is like undercover? Like only few people knew about Python. Then why now many people, everybody is talking about Python? What happened? So many doubts the students will have. Okay, so here when we see the versions of Python here, when we see the versions of Python, we can see Python 1.0, 2.0, Then Python 2.7 we can see. 2.7 is very popular. Okay, and next is Python 3.0 is there. Okay, and next 3.6, next 3.7. Okay, next 3.8, and now you are seeing a 3.8.3 is there. So this is the latest version of Python. Okay, so when you see Python 3.0, Python 3.0, Python 3.0 is introduced as a new language or independent language. So it has got all new features. Okay, old versions of Python is different. Python 3.0 is different. It is introduced as a new language. It is introduced as an independent language. Independent language means it does not depend on the versions of the previous versions of Python. Okay, so it has got all new features. Everything they have done changes. Everything is a change. They have added new features, new functions, new modules. Modules means Python files. All these they have done changes. So they have given a new look for Python. They have given a new face to Python. Okay, so Python 3.0 is not having a backward compatibility is not there. Backward compatibility means new version should support the features of old versions and it should have new features. So I think all are following what I am saying. So backward compatibility means new version should support the features of old version and it should have new features. Okay, but in Python 3.0 there is no backward compatibility because it is not supporting the features of old versions of Python. Okay, but from Python 3.0 and later versions you can see backward compatibility. Like for example, now we are seeing on the screen Python 3.8.3 is there. This new version of Python, it supports the features of Python 3.7, 3.6 and 3.0. Okay, from 3.0 and next versions you can see backward compatibility. Okay, and here when you see the versions of Python here, like Python Software Foundation, this community, Python Software Foundation, they have already announced, like from 2020 onwards, like from this year onwards, the companies which are using projects in 3.0, projects developed in 3.0, they are going to give the technical support. Okay, so if any company is using a Python project developed in Python 2.0 or Python 2.7, they are not going to give the technical support. Okay, so they are giving technical support for the companies which are using Python projects which are in 3.0 and later versions. Okay, like if they are in old versions of Python, they are not going to give the support. Like in real time you can listen this. So the companies which are using old versions of Python, like projects in 2.0, 2.7, then they have to migrate their projects to Python 3.0 and later versions they can migrate. Okay, so here coming to this Python here. So when you are working with this Python, so Python we can call it as a beginner's language. Python we can call it as a beginner's language. So without having any programming knowledge, without knowing the basics in C language, then anyone can learn Python. It is like a beginner's beginner's language, or we can say it is like nursery level. Okay, so those who know English, then they can learn this Python language. That's why we are saying beginner's language. Like 5-6 years back, C language is a beginner's language, but now it is not like that. So Python is a beginner's language. Anyone can learn Python. Anybody can learn Python. IT student, non-IT student can learn Python. Those are from those are from civil engineering, mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, and those are from MBA marketing, MBA finance. Those are from commerce background, and those who are from MSc agriculture. Like you may be from any stream. Okay, then you can start with Python. So Python is a beginner's language, and Python is called as a friendly language. It is called as friendly language. So why it is called as friendly language is you can interact with the Python. Okay, then Python, you can understand Python, then you can do coding also. So when we say friends, so friends will talk to each other, they will share their feelings, all these will be there. Okay, so if you try to understand Python and if you are not understanding the coding, all these, then we cannot say friendly. Friendly means when you are learning Python, you should understand, the code. If you are understanding the code, then you can learn Python, you can do programming, all this is possible. That's why we are saying it is friendly. Okay, like if anybody is learning a C language or C++ or Java, they will not say C language is very friendly language, Java is very friendly language. People won't say like that. We won't listen also. But Python is a friendly, it is easy to learn. Python is learning is easy. Okay, and it is easy to use. Learning is easy. Developing applications, writing programs is also very easy. So here, why it is easy is whatever syntaxes you see in Python, Python syntaxes are very easy. You can remember the syntaxes and you can write. Okay, and the rules and regulations in Python you can easily follow. Every language has certain rules that we need to follow. In Python, rules are there. Using these rules, you can easily follow the rules. Okay, so here when you are working with this Python, you can learn core and advanced Python easily. Okay, and like those who want to those who want to work as a programmers. Okay, if you want to work as a programmer, then you can learn core and advanced Python. You can work as a Python programmer or Python developer, and along with Python you can learn UI technologies, web technologies. Like that is a basic course only, which contains HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Bootstrap, DOM, all these are there. All these all these you can learn. Okay, so UI technologies means it is mandatory for any programmer, for any developer. Web technologies is mandatory. Okay, like Python developer, Java developer, .NET developer, they have to know those basics. Okay, and after completing Python, you can learn Django also. Django is there. So Django is another course in Python. So Django is a framework completely developed in Python. So it is used for developing websites. So whenever you are developing websites, then you can use Python. You can use a Django. Okay. So those who are interested to learn Django, then you have to know Python, at least core Python. If you know at least core Python, you can attend Django classes. So morning 9 o'clock new batch is started. So those who want to attend for Django classes, like if you know basics of Python, then you can attend Django. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to attend, learn the concepts. Okay. So after completing core and advanced Python, you can go for Django. So this is like a package, like Python, UI technologies, and Django means these are the related courses. So when you are attending for interviews as a fresher, after completing your BTech or yeah, engineering or any degree, when you go for interviews, then in your resume, if you put like Python, UI technologies, and Django, all these, then if a chance is there, if any opportunity is there, they will give you a chance to do work on projects. Okay, so only with core and Python you will get the job, you can get the job. But if you learn the related courses, so they will interviewer will think like he knows the candidate knows many things, so let us give chance to work in the company. They may give opportunity to work in their organization. Okay, so all these you need to learn. So for learning the courses, you should not waste time. So now when you start with Python, then you can learn UI technologies. Then After that you can learn Django, because Django is completely developed in Python. So you have to wait for a few days. Then after completing at least core Python, you can go for Django classes. Okay, so some of you may be interested to learn Python to go for other advanced courses. After learning Python, you can learn data science. No need to learn UI technologies and Django. That stream is different. Like if you are interested to learn data science, after Python you can go for data science or machine learning, deep learning, or artificial intelligence, or Internet of Things. You can learn, or else you can learn DevOps, or else you can learn AWS, or you can learn testing tools, or you can learn reporting tools, or else you can learn SaaS. Like many other related courses are there. So if you go for any other courses, like Python is mandatory here. So it is a prerequisite to go for any other courses. Okay, so that's why. So if you learn Python now, later if you go for other courses also, it will be easy for you to follow the classes. Okay, so here when you are working with this Python here, while working with this Python, we'll see the some other important features related to Python. In the beginning of the demo, here what I said is Python is used for mathematical and numerical calculations, and Python is used for automation. Python is used to handle big data, and Python is used to develop any type of application or softwares. All these I've told before. Okay, so when you are working with this Python here, Python is called as a lightweight software. Python is called as lightweight. Okay, so Python software or Python language is lightweight. So why it is called as lightweight is lightweight meaning is write less and will say do more. So in Python we can see less coding. So here in Python we'll write less number of lines here. That's why we'll call it as a lightweight software. Okay, so when you take C, C++, Java, .NET, no one will say that they are lightweight, but Python is lightweight. Lightweight meaning is write less and we can say do more. Before I've told, like in Java we need to write longer lines of code. In Python we'll write less lines of code. All these I've told. Okay, so when you work with this Python software foundation, Python community, they have already developed thousands of modules, thousands of libraries. So they have already developed thousands of modules or Python files. So by using them, you can build applications easily. Okay, so in Python, 90% of the code is already done. 90% of the code is already developed. So from our side, we should give 10% of the code. We have to contribute 10% of the code, because thousands of modules, thousands of libraries are already developed. So by using them, you can build applications, or else you can build the projects. But when you work with other languages, in other languages what we should do is in other languages 90% and plus 10% we should do. Like 100% coding we should do it. If I am doing 90% plus 10%, then it will take time. Like it will take many days to do the project. Okay, we have to do from the scratch, from the beginning. We have to do everything. So in other languages, if the company takes 6 months to do the project, in Python they can do within 2-3 months. They can complete the project. So it takes less time, and less number of employees can do the projects. So it is very beneficial to the employees. It is very useful for the employees. Okay, so that's why we are saying here Python is lightweight. Less coding will be there. So in Python, thousands of libraries or modules or functions are already there, which are already developed by this community. So we need to know how to make use of the modules and functions. Then easily we can develop applications, or projects can be can be developed. So in Java, in other languages, we have to write hundreds of lines, thousands of lines, sometimes kilometers of lines of code we need to write. Like big programs we need to write. But in Python, will not do all those. Okay. And here when you say about Python applications are lightweight applications. Lightweight applications means they takes less memory and works faster. So if anybody is doing project, if anybody is developing application, like what will be their intention is that application should work fast, because it should take less memory and it should work fast. In Python, whatever applications you develop, they are lightweight applications. So they takes less memory and they will work faster. They will work faster. Execution will be there. Like for example, when we purchase anything nowadays, we'll see the weight. Like when we buy laptop or mobile, or when we buy any gadget, or when we buy clothes or sandals, first we'll see whether they are lightweight or not. Okay, even when we take food also, we'll prefer to take lightweight food. Okay, so in the same way, so now you are learning Python. It is a lightweight software, lightweight language. Software means language. Okay, so Python applications are lightweight, so they takes less memory and works faster. But when you take other languages, when you develop applications, we need to do the conversions. So we have to convert that application to lightweight, so that it can run faster. Okay, and when you are working with Python, so Python will call it as portable. Python has portability. Portability is there. Portability means platform independence. Okay, like when you those who worked on Java, those are working on Java, one slogan is there, write once, run anywhere. So write once, run anywhere means Java is a platform independent, and it is a machine and it is machine independent. Okay, so coming to this Python here, Python is a platform independent and also machine independent. Python, I'm saying about Python. Okay, so it is platform independent at development and also at production. So in both the cases, it is independent here. So why we are saying like that is when you take this, when you see this Python Software Foundation, when you see this community, Python Software Foundation, they have developed Python for Windows, Python for Unix, Python for Linux, Python for Mac OS, Python for AS400. They have developed like that. Okay, so they did not develop Python only for Windows. So they have developed Python for Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac OS, AS400, IBM OS. They have developed. So now I'm using Python in Windows 10. Okay, so in your company, when you are working on Python projects, so they may ask you to use a Linux OS like Ubuntu or Fedora or Linux Mint. They may ask, because those operating systems are free softwares. So Linux, they may be using in Linux. So in my classes, I will give like a few examples we'll see in Linux operating system also. I'll tell how to install in Windows, and I will tell how to install in Linux also. So we'll see 3-4 classes in Linux operating system, like how the Python will works. Like we can use Linux OS like Ubuntu or Fedora, Linux Mint, anything we can use. Like most of the people will use Ubuntu, that operating system they are going to use it. Okay, so when you are learning Python, or when you are working with Python, or when you are practicing Python, Python software we can use in any OS. So it can be Windows, or it can be Unix or Linux, Mac OS. In any OS you can use Python. Okay, and Python applications will run in any operating system, or else they will work in any machine. So they will work. Python applications runs in any operating system, and they will work in any machine. Why? Because is in Python we are having Python virtual machine. Like in Java we have no Java virtual machine. Here we are having Python virtual machine. So when we install Python virtual machine in their operating system, in their machine, okay, with the help of this Python virtual machine, then Python applications will run in any device, in any laptop, in any desktop, like in any OS, they are going to be executed. In a physical machine, when we install this software, when we install this virtual machine, then automatically they will work with they will work in that system. Okay, so regardless of any operating system or uh, uh, any machine, like with the help of this virtual software, Python applications will run. Okay, so in the client system, in their system, the CPU architectures will be different, like the hardware won't be the same. But when we install this virtual machine, Python virtual machine, so it will works. Okay, so that's why we are saying Python is a platform independent at development and at production. So when you're practicing Python, when you're learning Python, when you develop applications in Python, you can use any OS. And Python applications also will run in any OS and will run in any system, in any device it will works. Machine independent also. It is machine independent. Okay. So when I'm explaining this, some of you may have doubt. What is this Python virtual machine? Like how the execution is done. In the next classes, we'll discuss in detail about this Python virtual machine. All these things we are going to discuss. Okay, and when we are working with this Python here, while working with this Python, okay, so Python has a scalability here. Scalability means performance wise, Python is good compared with Java. It has a slight edge, like it is compared with Java, performance is good. Okay, so like in real time, when we see banking applications, online reservation applications, or when we see the Tatkal reservations, there we can see a lack of performance, because many people will try to send the data, access the data, or they may want to do the transactions, they may want to book the tickets. All these we are seeing in real time. In real life, we are seeing it. Okay, so there we can see less performance there. Okay, so when you develop any application in Python, or when you develop a website in Python, like any number of users can send requests and they can get the response. Okay, so scalability or performance will be there. Like when I'm explaining this, some of you may have doubt, like how can you say that performance is good here? Okay, so I will explain about all this, but in the first demo I cannot give the explanation performance wise that we are going to discuss in next demos. In tomorrow or in the next demos, definitely we'll discuss about the performance, because you may be having doubt, like how can you say that in Java you can less performance is there, in Python good performance is there, how can you say? You may be having these type of doubts. I will give you the clarification with the diagrams. I will tell why it is performance wise, why it is good. In Java, feature scalability is there. In Python also scalability is there, but performance wise Python is good. Why? Because it's in Java you have to write many lines of lines, you have to write longer lines of code, you have to write. In Python you will write less lines of code. Here you will write only simple so less lines, you will write less programming will be there, but many other things are there that you need to know why performance is good. With the diagrams I'm going to explain in next demos. Okay, and here when you are working with this Python here, so Python we can say that Python, using Python you can develop versatile applications, various types of applications. So using Python you can develop scientific computing applications, highly secured applications, and if you want to develop applications for government organizations, or if you want to develop softwares for banks, or if you want to develop applications for any organization, for any company or business, then Python can be used. Python is used. Okay, so here these are the things for today's class. Like as I said before, here I'm going to take like 50 sessions I'm going to take here, and like 50 classes I'll take. Like it may take 2 months for me to complete core and advanced Python. And here every day I will send notes to your mail IDs. Every day I will send you the notes. I will send you the recorded videos also, and I will give you the assignments, and I will be explaining the programs like how the offline classes will be. I will be taking online classes in the same way. So here you can see this. Here, uh, like you can see the folders here. Like you can see database, GUI, internet and email, multi-threading, NumPy, Pandas. Then like projects are there with me. Okay, interview questions. And here you can see the chapters in these documents here. Okay, I will send this complete notes to your mail IDs. So based on chapter wise, I'll send you the notes. Okay, and also every day recorded video I will send to your mail IDs. Okay, so don't have doubts like how the classes will be. Like this training will be like a, project oriented training only, not telling the concepts, leaving, explaining one two programs. I will not do like that. So after completing the course, you should do the project. You should do coding of your own. Like that's why I'm saying, like this is like developer course. This is like a project oriented training. After completing the project, we'll discuss about the project. So you can, when I give the support, then you can do the project of your own. I will send the code. All these things will be there. Okay. So any doubts to ask, any queries? Students can ask doubts now if you have any doubts. Students, any doubts you can please ask.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
I am Nitesh.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I am coming from a mechanical engineering background.
Okay.
Is it suitable to me or difficult, sir?
No, learning is not difficult. Learning, because see, in engineering you learn, you have learned many subjects. Okay,
No.
you have good knowledge in your in that stream. Compared with that college syllabus and all, this Python is very easy. See, in like in schools, eighth, ninth standard students, they are learning Java. Yeah, like in schools. Compared with Java, this is easy. That's why I'm saying it is like nursery level. Like anybody can learn Python, they can understand easily. But you need to like you should have like a goal, what you want to do with Python. After that, if you want to go for any other course, like do you have the idea about that? Like going for other courses with Python after that?
Sir, along with Python, I wanted to join AWS, sir.
AWS is very good. That is easy. That course is easy, but to go for AWS, Python is mandatory. You have to learn.
Sir,
AWS is also very good.
sir, Python and AWS both are. Is it correct combination or different combination, sir? Is it correct pair
Yeah,
to learn?
yes. So some students will learn DevOps with AWS, like
Okay.
that they will learn. But AWS is also very good. You can learn.
AWS
Sir,
with
it is
Python,
not so many.
is it good to me, sir?
Yes. See, learning the courses, then after that applying for the jobs, attending interviews. Okay, all these are the next process, because
Okay.
that is easy. I see, if you say like I want to learn Java, then I will say no, don't go for Java. I will say, because it will take some many months to become perfect. But these
Okay.
are easy only. But if you focus on that, if you work hard for daily 2 hours like that, if you concentrate, you can easily go through all these.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Many faculties say that like Python is only for machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and for enterprise application only Java is the solution using Spring. So Spring is the only way to build the enterprise application. So
No.
in Python,
Okay. See. In when you see the like in US and all in other countries, like everything is based on data science, artificial intelligence, like robotic technology means they have to go with this only. Okay, so as I said, no, in my class, in enterprise applications means they deals with old systems, like a lot of systems are integrated with each other. But here this Python is about the future, like what we are seeing in future, it is with Python only, like data science, artificial intelligence, okay, autonomous robots, robotic technology, Internet of Things, all these with Python.
Sir, are you teach AWS also, sir?
No, no, other in Durgasoft, other faculties are there, so they are going to teach AWS.
When will it
Like
start, sir?
Okay,
DevOps
sir,
with
you teach Django and Django REST API
yes,
apart
yes.
from Python, sir. What other
Yeah,
courses
yeah,
do you
yeah.
teach for Durgasoft?
So I'm teaching the Django. In Django, I will give 1 or 2 examples using REST API. So morning batches are there, new batches are there, Django, but you need to know basics of Python to learn Django, like at least core Python, because their
Sir,
Python coding will be there.
yeah, at what time the Django batch is there?
Do you know Python basics?
Yes, sir, I covered from the Durga, sir, from Durgasoft itself.
Okay, okay. So morning 9 o'clock batch is there. You can talk to online team. They will send you the link.
Okay, 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 okay.
So any other queries, please ask.
Sir, Python is like C language like that, sir.
No, no, no. See, C language is black and white. Python is not black and white. Here we'll discuss about advanced Python, object-oriented programming, desktop applications, designing the form with controls, internet and email, multi-threading, networking, database programming, connecting Python applications with like MySQL, then Oracle, SQL Server, database integration, web scraping, pulling data from internet, publishing
Okay.
in applications. Lot of
Okay.
things will be there.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm signing off. So tomorrow we'll continue with the other basics. So attend two, three classes. Listen to my demos. You will learn lot of things. Then my classes will be very interesting. Okay, you can follow my classes easily. So tomorrow we'll continue same time.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Okay, bye. Bye to all.
Bye.
Thank you.